Welcome to General Ramblings Podcast, Episode 2.
Woo!
And there's Josh.
That's me.
In this episode, we talk about the Iran letter, the Indiana Rights, Freedom, Religion, Restoration Act.
Do you want to start over?
The limits on uranium centrifuges in Iran. We talk about online dating, where Josh has a success story, and I have a bunch of not successful stories. And then we briefly talk about the movie Deadpool, which has recently been confirmed as being an R-rated movie.
Woo.
And is a thing that's coming out for real.
For realsies.
Faux.
This is a fun episode, guys.
This is a fun episode because I didn't sleep much before, and I completely fucking lose my mind multiple times.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
catfish murder. That'll make sense
Hashtag catfish murder. If you listen to this episode and you hashtag catfish murder,
yes,
share it to me. It'll be fun.
Yes.
I'm sure if anyone does it, you will be the only one. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for you. I'll laugh. Josh will laugh.
I will laugh.
It'll be a good time. I hope you enjoy episode 2 of our General Ramblings podcast.
Get it. Are we armed?
Record.
Woo! We're going.
Recording. Let me get like a little pen behind this so we can kickstand it up.
Good call.
And that didn't work. It's got its own kickstand.
That'll work.
It's fine. We're good. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to try to get into this a little bit and sit comfortably.
Stretch it out. Do you feel good?
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. Okay. So, podcast.
Welcome.
Awesome. It's 59 degrees in New York City.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Yeah. So to this week. Good start. To this week, we have several. This is the final episode of the podcast. This week we have fewer. I've already spit on myself. This is the worst intro. I'm leaving this.
This is great. Get all the bullshit out of the way now.
This is the way it works. The first 5 minutes are fucking stupid. This week we have fewer topics to talk about, and hopefully I won't talk over you as much. So
I enjoy it.
Okay. I keep looking away from the microphone. I should hold the phone up to the microphone so I don't move my face. Okay. A couple things, and I'm clicking, and I'm fucking breathing in, and I'm sniffing and doing all the weird stuff I hate. This week...
Trying to make you less self-conscious.
It's not working. This week we're going to talk about the Iran letter, which I think is already out of the news cycle. We had that marked to do that last time, so we're just going to go ahead and talk about it really quick. And big news this week, and we live in Indiana, so the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, so-called anyway, has been all over the news. I know as a college student, everybody's talking about it on campus. And we're going to have you tell us about online dating and what I've been doing wrong.
No, I was hoping we would both actually have quite a bit of input on that.
I have a lot of crying. Does that count?
It's input, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I kind of considered crying output, but
it's going into the mic. Hopefully not the actual tears.
Inputting the actual tears into the microphone.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
That'll break it.
It's true. This kind of. Do you remember the NPR sketches from Saturday Night Live? I feel like we just dipped into that for a second.
Yes, I would never have thought of that if you hadn't mentioned it.
And you try my sweaty balls. That was a bad impression because I fucking totally can't do Alec Baldwin, and apparently I also can't talk into the microphone. Now I'm this far away.
We need 2 microphones.
Yeah. And also we're going to talk about the Deadpool movie. A lot of people don't know anything about Deadpool that should, including you.
Mm-hmm. I know nothing.
I've read, I can't remember anymore, 2006 or 2007, whatever the new run of Deadpool is, up to 2010 or 2011. I don't remember how many issues that is. 60? That's not right. No, that's not even close to being right. I'm just making numbers up. I've read a lot of the Deadpools, and also Cable and Deadpool, which was a side series, so I'm relatively familiar with the characters, what I'm saying. The most recent iteration, anyway. So we're going to talk about those things. God, it took me that long to just say what we were talking about.
This is the General Ramblings podcast.
I always
True to form.
Yeah. I feel like most people who start this just click away after like 5 seconds, even our own friends.
That may be.
Chris, you're too verbose, and by that I mean you just say stupid shit and never get to the point. Okay, so we're just going to jump into talking about the Iran letter to get the politics out of the way, because I'm told nobody likes to hear about us talk about this part, but we're doing it anyway because it's important, and there's more to life than destiny.
Yeah. And I don't know what that means, but yeah.
I mean the video game.
Oh.
And also there is more to life than destiny, the concept, because destiny is bullshit.
Touche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make your own fate. There's no fate but what we make.
Ah. What's that from?
Terminator.
There you go. I knew that.
I didn't. Okay, so we actually printed out the Iran letter. I don't know. Should we read it? That'll probably be too boring.
That'll be too boring. Go read it.
Just, go find
Pause
it
this,
online.
go read it.
Look for Iran letter actual document or Iran letter document or copy of Iran letter. Believe it or not, if you type in Iran letter, you are not going to find it. You will find articles about it of other people talking about it.
That sounds right.
It was as a redder. God damn.
Drink more coffee.
Fucking podcast. Oh, I've got no faith.
I have. You got this.
We're 5 minutes in. I'm so fucked already. It was proposed by Tom Cotton, who I don't remember what I called him 2 weeks ago. I called him like Ted Snow. That's what I called him, Ted Snow. Because Cotton and Snow, and because they're both white, and Ted, and you said Tom Cruise, and you were actually closer than me.
Oh, what's close?
I mean, you know the words anyway. But anyway, we printed this off, and it's basically 47 Republican senators signed on to it, including a couple of famous ones, like. You know what? Fuck all these people. I don't care. John McCain signed it when he said he didn't read it, and Mitch McConnell
signed it. Did not read it.
Mitch McConnell, of course, signed it. Yeah, dude, I don't think anybody reads anything in politics. And we're going to talk about that later.
I wouldn't be terribly surprised.
The RFRA thing. I'm pretty sure that our Mr. Pence didn't fucking read that. But anyway, the letter starts out like it's an open letter to the leaders of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and basically it talks about how it says like you may not fully understand our constitutional system because back up because I'm rambling already. The U.S. has currently sanctions on Iran for human rights violations, but also because Iran is enriching uranium, and we're trying to keep Iran from having nuclear weapons and being a nuclear power. So we have nuclear sanctions on Iran, and basically they're enriching a shitload of uranium. So we're in talks to try to reduce the amount of uranium that they're enriching daily so they don't make nuclear arms. So that's what this whole agreement with them is. It's been a political back and forth between us and Iran and the UN to try to reduce the amount of enriched uranium in Iran. In Iran.
Did they run?
Iran so far away. I do find it weird that they don't capitalize president, but they do capitalize the Senate.
I did not even notice that when I read it.
I don't know. That bothered me for some reason. It's like when people capitalize him whenever they refer to God, but not whenever they refer to Bruce Campbell.
That is wrong.
A stupid, nerdy thing I just said. But anyway, it's like, the president negotiates international agreements and Congress plays a significant role of ratifying them in the case of blah, blah, blah. Basically, all they're saying in this letter is, actually I have it underlined, anything not approved by Congress is a mere executive agreement. And it talks about how presidents only have 2 4-year terms and senators have unlimited number of 6-year terms. President Obama will leave office in January 2017, while most of us will still remain in office well beyond then, perhaps decades. And that was really loud. And it says nuclear weapons program that is not approved by Congress has nothing more than an executive agreement between President Obama and Ayatollah Khamenei, blah, blah, blah. So I just yada-yada'd over the fucking Ayatollah's name. What they're basically saying is the reason this was such a big deal is Obama is in talks to reduce the number of nuclear arms in a foreign state, which we kind of don't have good relationship with. And the Senate has gone and written this letter and sent it to Iran, basically saying that any policies that they agree on with Obama don't matter. So they're kind of undermining the whole political schema of what's happening right here. Like, this is a serious issue. And for whatever reason, that was a burp.
Are you okay?
It's a serious issue, and for whatever reason, I know the reason. They're trying to undermine Obama, and this seems to be their thing.
That makes sense.
It's like, when he was first elected, I didn't want to believe the whole, like, Republicans are just going to do anything they can to undermine Obama at every turn. When they go as far as to write a letter to Iran explaining that anything Obama, any agreement they make with him is bullshit because he's going to be out in January of 2 years from now, whatever, fucking whatever date they said. What year is it? 2015?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, take your political advice from me. I can't remember what year it is. To be fair, I'm tired. But yeah, anyway, they end the letter with, we hope this letter enriches your knowledge of our constitutional system and promotes mutual understanding and clarity as nuclear negotiations progress, which is horseshit. So Josh, go ahead and tell me what you thought when you first read it.
Like, it was weird because I wasn't really thinking about who this came from and what the angle was, and that was really stupid of me because this is, of course, a political letter. There is going to be an angle, but it was weird. I was just reading it and I didn't have any preconceived notions applied to it. And as I read through it, it almost read to me like they were just trying to say, hey, this guy might be promising you things, but at the end of the day, this may not mean anything, and this could all, flip around on you like that. Mm-hmm. So, but once I realized who this was from and I reread the whole thing again, yeah, I completely agree that I don't think that is the tone of this at all. So what that tells me is it is very well written if you have no idea of the backstory between the Republicans and the Democrats and all the infighting that's been going on.
One thing that somebody brought up that I thought was interesting is it assumes that they have no idea how the United States works. And
that is true.
And I felt like that was a little bit...
It's like talking down to them.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like them saying that, like, any agreement on, international agreements on shit like that, like lifting sanctions, that's a big fucking deal. Yep. And to them say that basically it, like, doesn't matter because we're just going to change it later is, like, this so stupid. It's just so fucking stupid to me. It's just, I can't believe, I don't know. I mean, people have compared this to when Nancy Pelosi visited, oh, fuck. Oh, God, I can't remember anymore. She visited sometime. Oh, my God, my tiredness has just fucking killed me.
Is it Middle East?
Oh, shit. Oh, no, the podcast comes to a screeching halt.
You got this. No. Nancy Pelosi, where did she go?
She went somewhere in the Bush era and had a conversation with somebody, and it wasn't super great to do because... I'm looking this up on my phone.
Yes, this guy has interesting penmanship.
Yeah, they all have like weird signatures.
Yeah.
Dead air.
I've got a lovely bunch of
coconuts, diddly dee. There you're standing in a row. Hey, what's that sounds. People were comparing this to when Nancy Pelosi visited with President Assad of Syria in 2007 in the Bush administration, and they felt that was an undermining because she was at the time, was she the Secretary of State at the time? I think that's right.
Sounds right.
Yeah, she was Secretary of State.
Look it up.
Who cares? We're just trying to make interesting political points. It doesn't matter if it's true.
Oh, God. We're becoming them.
Already, episode 3 or 2. Episode 2.
This
is 2.
Part 1 was a 2-parter.
Yeah.
I understand the confusion.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so people were making that comparison, and Hannity made this wonderful point where he was like, nobody got upset whenever she did that, which is 100% not true. And if you Google Hannity and Iran letter and Nancy Pelosi, you will find PolitiFact.com has rated that claim to be 100% false. People got insanely upset with Nancy Pelosi whenever she did that, and people got insanely upset with Tom Cotton and the 47 Republicans for doing this. One difference is 47 signatures of our supposed representatives attached to a letter sent directly to Iran. I mean, it's an open letter, but it's still like I said, I think they posted it to fucking Twitter or something. I don't know. But people were saying that this was treason. And after reviewing the evidence, no. But it's definitely not. I mean, I couldn't believe that this wouldn't violate some kind of rule. It's definitely violates decorum, yeah. I believe. So, I don't know. I mean, as an American, you're kind of like, fuck the president. He doesn't own us. We're doing whatever. But at the same time, you're like, we're going to fuck up nuclear talks. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it. After reading the letter, I was kind of like, this is kind of shitty.
Yeah, yeah. I would have to agree.
I feel like, I don't know, in some sense the outrage was overblown, but in some senses it's, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like, people blew it out of proportion right away. I mean, like, we should definitely be upset with these guys, but I don't think we should be like, we should charge them with treason. I mean, like, maybe, I don't know, firing all their asses would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with getting rid of 47 Republicans, including fucking the Turtle Man himself, a fucking representative of Kentucky. God damn it, Kentucky, did you really fucking have to vote for Mitch McConnell again this year? Fuck you. God damn it. I like going to Kentucky. I do not like Mitch McConnell, and I don't want to be in a place where he is. I want to at least be in another state. At least.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I don't want to become a turtle. That's how it happens.
If he bites you.
He bites you. You become a turtle.
I have no further comment.
Do you have any further comment on the Iran letter or Iran? So far away, I'm an idiot.
I did it earlier. I just political stuff. I understand that it's important, but it just seems like such. I don't even know. Like, I want to say dick measuring contest, but that's not even close to what it is. It's so more menial than that.
Somehow worse than a dick measuring.
It is somehow worse than that.
Yeah.
It is somehow worse than that. I stand by that comment. So yeah, I really don't have much more to say about it.
I did just check this before we started, though. There's been an update on the Iran talks, and there is optimism. I just popped over to, it was CNN.com. So I don't know. Feel free to not believe it because it's CNN. So.
At the very least, apply a basic reasoning filter.
all I basically got from the article was they're limiting the amount of uranium centrifuges from 1,900 a day to I think was it 19,000 a day? Fuck, I wrote this down wrong. Son of a bitch.
Is that how many they're like building?
Yeah, it's 19,000 a day to 6,104 a day.
They're building that many centrifuges.
They're running that many.
Oh, they're running. Okay. I was like,
yeah,
holy
that's how much
crap.
uranium they're enriching, which, if you're keeping score, is a fuckload.
That's a lot.
Yeah. They said it was a, quote, a historical framework.
What does that mean?
Apparently, we've not gotten along at all up until 2 hours ago on this subject. So, according to CNN 2 hours ago, we've made more progress than we ever have in a kind of talk like this regarding nuclear weapons in Iran. So fuck you, Republicans. You didn't do shit. Yeah. Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to just drop in a fucking Indiana religious whatever?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Josh and I are from Indiana. What do you have to say about that, Josh?
About being from Indiana?
Yes.
To quote one... Oh my God, who said it?
Captain Crunch?
He's a comedian. No, makes the joke. We're from Indiana. And
Oh.
we're moving. Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan.
There you
We're
go.
from Indiana
Yeah.
and we're going to move.
Yeah, there you go. That's, yeah. No,
I say that all the time, too.
It's Indiana.
Yeah, it's Indiana.
If you can occupy yourself, you'll be fine. I feel like that's the most succinct way to put it.
Yeah, I feel like Indiana it's not really on people's map for racism as much. Like, because
That's true.
we're right next to
true.
We're right next to like Kentucky and Missouri, so people are like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, we're overshadowed.
Yeah, we're overshadowed
Thank God.
by Ferguson and basically all of Kentucky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm saying yeah, because I am looking at my phone and I forgot what I was doing. So Indiana, Mike Pence just not in secret, but not in not secret, passed this thing called the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which right away sounds like bullshit. And I was going to read this damn law and I couldn't fucking find it in time. I feel like sometimes finding the source documents for stuff like this is harder than it should be, because mostly you just find articles about it.
That way, yeah.
Yeah, and nobody directly quotes the language. By the time that I was researching that, they had already drafted an update of the bill, which I do have the language for. So basically, the bill supposedly would keep people from being able to be prosecuted, or it's supposed to strengthen the defense of a business from prosecution if they refuse service to somebody for a religious reason. That's the point. That was the point of the bill. Which anytime a bill like that comes up, it's always fishy, especially in America. So they have added this new thing. If you're trying to find it, it is Conference Committee Report Digest for ESB 50, citations IC 34-13-9. The synopsis is anti-discrimination safeguards. In summary, it does not authorize a provider to refuse offer or provide services, facilities, use, public accommodations, goods, employment, or housing of any other member or members of the general public. Does not establish a defense to a civil action or criminal prosecution for refusal by a provider to offer or provide services, and does not negate any rights available under the Constitution of the state of Indiana. So they basically had to add that language to it because they were afraid. Well, basically Mike Pence said that he didn't think that the law could be interpreted as people being refusing service for being, for example, the big issue, LGBT. So I feel like maybe it was just a good old he didn't fucking read it. Or because I couldn't find the original language before we started the podcast, I don't know how it's worded. I mean, this is even worded pretty fucking legalese. It does say the biggest thing that I've heard that people still don't like about this is they said that it doesn't affect employment, but right here it mentions employment. So it says employment or housing or any other. Yeah. So I've read a couple of news stories about it, and LGBT representative said it still doesn't affect Indiana's right to refuse employment of someone who is LGBT, but this does say it does. It does mention specifically employment, so I don't know. Basically, I don't know. That's the thing, is things are worded in such a way that it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So that's the first-hand document shit I have for that. So I don't know. It's kind of a bummer to me.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I was looking on LA Times, and they have an article, and this guy that basically wrote the fucking bill for us Indiana citizens he's from this group called Advance America, which again sounds fucking fishy, and that used to be called Concerned Citizens of the Constitution, or Concerned Citizens for the Constitution, which again sounds fucking fishy. So it's one of those like family
air quotes.
Yeah, family air quotes organizations where they're like pro-religion and pro-homeschool and stuff like that. And this whole bill was sponsored by this group and all of these like super conservative, well-known anti-LGBT people. So whenever the bill got out, people instantly assumed that it was bad news bears. And again, like I don't have the actual official language. Everybody says who has read it, it clearly reads that way. So I can't make that personal judgment on it. If you want to find the document and try to read it, go ahead. But it doesn't, I mean, does it surprise you, being from where you're from, that something like this would come up?
Not terribly.
Yeah.
Sadly. The thing, I guess the like you said, we don't have the original text. So I guess the thing that most confuses me is, this bill came out and everybody just like lost their shit, saying how this was just huge discrimination against homosexuals were quoted in mass, I guess, as the main example. Mm-hmm. But then, you read that rewording of it, and it makes it sound like, nothing like that is going to change in any way, which makes you wonder, okay, then what the hell is this doing?
Exactly.
Because everyone threw a fit about it. So obviously it was doing something.
That was my point. That was what I was going to say. Like, I don't know what the hell it's doing now.
Right.
Because it seemed like that was the only part of the language that was there. Was like, you can't force a business to serve somebody they don't want to serve for religious reasons, and this says that they can't not serve someone for religious reasons. So what the fuck does the bill do?
Right.
What is it?
What does it do?
No fucking idea. I have no idea. We already have religious protections. This bill serves no fucking purpose. And even if it was in its previously written state enforced to basically make it legal for discrimination, I'm pretty certain that is against the law already. So it would be a law that violates another law, so I don't know how that works. Like, on a fucking constitutional level, you can't do that shit. I don't know. It's this whole thing where LGBT is still not an officially protected group. Mm-hmm. So things like this can pop up, and it's confusing. And the wording of everything is so fucking stupid, and it's... I don't know. It frustrates me. And it's really like... When I looked up interviews and stuff, it was across party lines, the interpretation. And I've got some fucking interesting quotes on what people think discrimination is.
This will be good.
Yeah. So this dude, the main dude who kind of authored it or who talks about it, his name's Eric Miller, and you should Google him. And maybe send him a couple of messages. Don't dox him. Just be like, hey, why are you doing this? But one quote from him is, what we're talking about is a Hoosier God, I hate that word. A Hoosier businessman or woman, mom and pop operation, a widow lady that runs a flower shop, to be able to say, finger quotes, I have sincerely held religious beliefs against being involved in a homosexual wedding, and I'll be glad to refer you to someone else, but please, I can't do that. That would violate my religious beliefs. What the law does is to give that widow lady... I don't know.
Is that really what it says?
That's really what it says. He
That
uses
is
a
word
widow
for word.
lady. Word for word what it says.
That
the
is
widow
word for
lady.
word what it says.
I don't know why he has to say it's a widow lady. And that mom and pop operation, the opportunity, if they're dragged into court, to be able to say, I have a sincerely held religious belief. What it does is protect religious freedom for all. If you have a homosexual baker, a homosexual florist, a homosexual photographer, and they say, we do not want to participate in heterosexual weddings, that's their right under this first version of the law. Let me just go ahead and say that that is also wrong. If you are a homosexual florist and you're like, I will not serve heterosexuals, you're still wrong. So this is still bullshit. It's just bullshit for everyone now.
Well stated.
Yeah. So people will absolutely defend that this is not discriminatory, but from that guy's quote, if that's the way the law was originally written, and this was a guy that was like a lobbyist, I guess, to this fucking bill, he would know, I guess. He was there whenever it was signed. And according to that guy's quote, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess my thing is I almost like I hear crap like this happening, and I know that at the end of the day, the politics about it and the policies that are made about it is really what's important, because that is what is affecting everyone. But I have a hard time focusing on that, and my brain just immediately jumps to, why the hell do we still need, why are we still talking about this? Why is this still a thing?
I don't know.
And I just, I can't even talk about it in any sort
This
of...
is the wrong forum for not being able to talk about
I know,
something.
right? This is horrible. It doesn't even infuriate me. It confuses me to the point where I don't know, like I can't form a coherent thought stream on it.
I guess you're not the only one. But yeah, I mean, like if you go to their website, which, by the way, you should definitely go to their website. There's like, in the news, legislature about to destroy religious freedom protection in Indiana. They are urging people to contact Mike Pence and to veto his new language on this bill. I feel like it's very telling to have the guy from Advance America who helped set this shit up explain what he wanted the bill to do, and then whenever they changed the language to say that it would be illegal for somebody to not serve somebody or whatever because of their whatever against your religion is, you can't refuse service for somebody for religious reasons. For what's the word whenever you refuse to do something for somebody based on their sexual tendencies or skin color or... what is that?
I can't think of it.
It's discrimination.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what literally what that word is described as. If you cite examples of discrimination, that would be what that is, and it is illegal. So fuck you, Eric Miller. And I would like to kind of put a pin in this, because I feel like Pence has had this insane political pressure to come up with this rewording. And it's funny to see, if you saw any interviews of him after this, somebody on Reddit was like, somebody should give him, the Reddit post was, petition to give Mike Pence honorary doctorate from Indiana University for interpretive dance for his response to the question about the RFRA. Because he would not answer the question. And he wouldn't answer whether or not it would actually actively discriminate against people, because I think he had no fucking idea. And I think that he didn't read it. I mean, I really honestly feel like people will, like that guy, the fucking Eric Miller guy, could have been that guy just whispering in his ear. He'd be like, this is good for religion. And he was like, ah. He just like signed it while peeing himself. Must appease conservatives. I had another point that I was going to bring up, and I forgot. But one of my professors at my university, who I like very much, Chuck Armstrong, started a Kickstarter before this new language was introduced. This Kickstarter is a couple days old. But it's got 3 days to go, so by the time you hear this, it'll probably be over. But he is a graphic design professor. The Kickstarter is called Welcome in Indiana. It's basically, if you pledge $1, I think, he will give you a sticker sheet of a rainbow. It's like a paintbrush stroke of all the colors in the rainbow. And it's supposed to be a symbol that gay people and LGBT are welcome in Indiana. And, it's just posted on your windows of your stores or your car or whatever. So that was his little project. And I like that he brought that he's very religious. And he's like, this is so messed up. And I don't understand how people are hung up on this whole homosexuality thing. So let's make homosexuals feel welcome. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude. So if you want to donate $1 and get a sticker sheet with cool rainbow shit on it, check out Welcome in Indiana on Kickstarter, if it's still there. If it's not still there, just give him money anyway because he's cool. But I feel like, I don't know if Indiana gets enough credit for being as homophobic as it is. And maybe now it does. Oh, because I know I've been called a faggot an amount of times that I don't know.
Well, never mind. That's a different topic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck Eric Miller. Okay. I don't know. That's kind of all I want to talk about that. Oh, I remember, that wasn't all I wanted to talk about it, but I don't remember the point. Check out, there was an interview. I love Penn Jillette, as you know. He's got this podcast called Penn Sunday School, and he's, of course, the other half of Penn Teller. I listen to his talks on stuff all the time. I agree with him. I would say more than any other person I've ever heard talk, and I agree with him 80%. So make your judgment. But he talks about this RFRA act on, I don't even remember what channel it was. I thought it was either CNN or some shit like that. Might have been MSNBC. I don't remember. But he was like one of those where they have 4 people on, it's split screen. And he made some really good points about it. So if you check out RFRA, Google RFRA Penn Jillette, he has something interesting to say about it. He says one thing, and I think I might have said this to you. May have been Steve, where he's like, if people post signs in their windows saying that they don't want gay people to come in, I encourage them to do that. I don't want to go there. The market will sort itself out. And I was like, you know what? That might be the way to go.
I would agree with that.
Well, he's always said that he loves it whenever people talk about all their bigotry because he knows what people to avoid. That way those people are out in the open and you know who they are and you can avoid them. Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad plan. I mean, it's pretty hurtful and horrible to hear people say shit like that, but at the same time, you know where the bigots are and you can avoid them. So, I don't know. Maybe it's smart. Yeah.
I agree.
Final point. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm done with this topic.
People are dumb. That's it.
Yeah. You want to talk about online dating?
Are we ready for that?
I think I'm ready.
Are we doing that?
I'm lubed up.
Let's do it. Oh God. All right. Escalation. Okay, so I'm gonna give just a little bit of backstory on my whole relationship.
Preach on.
Yeah, kind of relationship timeline because I think it kind of ties into everything later. So I dated a couple girls in high school and ended up dating a girl towards the end of my junior year, and we ended up staying together all through senior year of high school and all through college. And after college, she got a job in another city, so we ended up moving in together, moved away from our college town, and we were together for a year. And at that point, I had known for a long time that I just did not want kids. It was something that I guess I wasn't positive about, but it was something that I had been feeling for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so after, I guess, about a year, probably 10 months, 11 months towards the end of that year, we kind of had that discussion, and she knew that she did want kids. So we decided to call things off, and I ended up moving back to the college town where we went to college in, and I was kind of, on my own again, and I had been with her for so long that it was kind of a shell shock thing for me, I think. Yeah. And but more than that, I there was definitely a few months where I was just, I'm not going to say like really, really depressed, but pretty freaking low on the whole.
It must have been weird. How many years was that total?
It was like one day away from being 6 years. Exactly. Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
It was a long time. I was kind of messed up for a while after that, but, ended up kind of working through things myself and kind of pulled myself out of that. So when I decided that I was kind of ready to see who else was out there, quote unquote, okay, here's what happened. I was dating my longtime girlfriend. We broke up. I moved back, and it was this girl that I also went to school with, and we had been friends before. And after I moved back, I had that period of sulking, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then after I was done with that,
I call it intense masturbation.
There you go. Sure.
That period, where you masturbate every day.
I ended up dating her for I don't know, 10 or 11 months, and at the end of the day, I don't have anything bad to say about her. I just think that I think we were just really kind of different people and headed in different directions, and I'm kind of surprised that lasted as long as it did.
Yeah, that's what you were trying to avoid with your previous girlfriend anyway, right? Like you're kind of
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a little more subtle, like the things that we didn't mesh up on, which is why I kind of maybe didn't see it right away.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
everybody.
yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, and again, nothing bad to say about her at all. She's great. We're still friends. Just definitely something that I think was not a great idea. So anyway, after that happened, I started thinking about the whole online dating thing, and I started thinking about it, and I was like, holy crap! When we were in high school and college, it was great because you were basically spoon-fed this environment where there was constant interaction without pretense of any kind.
Right.
And so you had all these opportunities to...
Babes.
Exactly.
I.e.
yes.
babes.
I.e. babes. Exactly. So... No. So there was this great opportunity to meet new people and just talk to them in an open environment like that. So now, okay, I'm back on my own. I'm out of school. You don't have that anymore. I've never been big on the whole bar scene or anything like that. In general, I'm very antisocial. I like being by myself. So I don't interact with a lot of people. So I really thought about it, and I was like, well, I know online dating kind of has a stigma, but
Kind of.
we can see where this goes. So I ended up trying out a couple of different sites, and I ended up on OkCupid because it was free. and
I tried all the free one.
I really kind of put a lot of time into that. Into making my profile and trying to be as honest and open as I could about who I was, and definitely the fact that I didn't want kids. I knew I didn't want kids, and so ended up on OkCupid. OkCupid, I don't know if you're aware of maybe how their system works, but one thing that they do that I didn't see on any other site is they basically have this section where users submit questions.
Yeah.
And then they give possible answers to this question, and you can basically say, okay, here's how I would answer this question, and here's how I would want my ideal match to answer this question. And that
and you rate it by importance.
yes, and you rate it by importance.
How important it is or not important.
Right, kind of neither here nor there, because they don't really use that to match you up with people, which is unfortunate. But
Well, isn't that what that is for? Match percentage? Because you can get same question.
Yeah. Okay. I misphrased that. That's how they do the match percentages. But like when they say, "Hey, here's somebody you might be interested in."
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah. That's not factored in at all.
Oh yeah, dude. They can't even get the fucking gender right for me most of the time.
He did. That's actually true. He showed me.
Like, and I'm not saying like transgender. I mean like a guy
Like
with
this
a
was a
beard
dude.
who is a dude looking for women is
straight
matched with another straight man all the time. It happens all the time. I have no idea. He doesn't have like I'm looking for men in his profile. Neither of us are looking for men. We're matched with each other. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Anyway,
Just side thing.
sidebar. So the more I kind of thought about that, the more I realized, holy crap, why isn't everyone doing this? Because it cuts out so much of the bullshit that you have to wade through, and I know some people enjoy that. That's part of it for some
People are
people.
sadists.
I would agree, but I understand that people that is part of it for some people. For me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have all those awkward conversations about topics that if I'm out on a first date with a chick, I'm not gonna say, "So, what do you think about kids?"
Yeah.
Like that's just a weird thing
What's
to bring
your
up.
stance on abortion?
Exactly. Like, and I'm not even saying they're not legitimate things to bring up. I think they are.
Yeah.
I just think that in today's dating environment, that would be considered weird to do that.
Yeah.
And I can kind of understand it. After I went through all these and I really started thinking about this process, it really made a ton of sense to me to go down this route, because you can get so many of those questions answered immediately without having to really interact with anyone at all. You can kind of at least get a very general sense of, hey, is this someone that may be worth my time to get to know better, versus just diving headfirst into that scenario. So, and there's definitely some pitfalls there too. I'm sure not everyone is 100% truthful in every question they answer, and
also people contradict themselves on those things all the fucking time, unbelievably, and sometimes they're hypocritical, and sometimes clearly they just don't give a fuck and they just answer randomly. So
yeah,
which I know I've done, and I've been like, ugh, and I have to like change shit.
So I actually ended up meeting a girl on there, and we've been dating for like a year now, and she is fucking awesome. So that worked out. But it really surprised me how much sense it made after I got in there. And again, I do realize it really hinges upon people being honest.
Yeah.
So that's a huge kind of question mark, but I do think at the very least it can give you a really, really good starting point to tell you whether or not Chris has his app open.
No, keep talking.
Oh, okay. I think I know where this is going.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I know people, especially women, are a bit hesitant about meeting guys because there are creepers online.
Yeah, and also 2 other creepers online. Fuck you.
You're making it difficult for everyone.
I am a real adult man trying to have an actual conversation with women, and I'm already hapless at it. I don't need 50 guys asking for tits and showing people their dicks, and then...
Yeah.
Then there's my message. Hey, let's get to... She's not going to fucking look at my message. She's already been accosted by your dick. So, fuck you.
All valid.
Also, fuck you. Anyway.
Yep.
Sorry, I needed to...
No, it's fair. That's fair.
I'm just so frustrated with that behavior. Go on. Let's reference Reddit again. There is an OkCupid if you want to learn more about OkCupid and how sad it is for most people. People who aren't Josh.
I don't know.
Especially women. I remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, because people basically post. It's kind of one of those things where people just post messages they get, and it's fucked up. It is fucked up what men send to women. It is not a good time. But yeah, see, there's a man right there. Verifiable proof. We're a 47% match.
Yep.
I don't know how
that's
that one,
weird.
I don't know how that one got on there. I wish it saved your old quick matches because that would be funny as fuck. I was hoping that they did because that's what I was hoping to find. But no. Yeah, I got my fucking app open. This is stupid. I got totally sidetracked. But yeah, so you have kind of a success story with OkCupid.
I do.
And
yeah. My experience is not typical.
Yeah, your experience is not typical. Your experience is not mine.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And after you had success dating, what were you gonna say?
I want to interject real quick just to say that I had to wade through a lot of bullshit to find my current. I couldn't even venture a guess at the amount of hours I spent. Not just like creeping on chicks, but like I was seriously interested in getting into another relationship. So I did want to put the time into it, and so I did spend a lot of time, looking at profiles on there and trying to find someone who I thought was interesting. And I had to wade through a lot of bullshit. So I mean, this was not an instantaneous thing by any means.
Right. I mean, you were on there for a while before.
I was on there for a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever you encourage me to date, because I don't want to go through my whole dating history because it's awful. But
it has some potholes.
It has some pretty large potholes. But basically, I guess, I don't know, I'll just go back a couple of years. Like I dated in college, I dated the same girl for 2 years and 8 or 9 months. Until
was it that long?
It was that long. Yeah.
Holy crap!
And after that, I don't know. I just didn't feel like dating anybody for a while, so I just kind of didn't date for a while. And Josh encouraged me to go on OkCupid, and that solidified me not dating anyone for a while. Because I mean, firstly, I tried to do the same thing that you did, and I took my profile seriously, and I just put basic information about myself and my likes and my dislikes. And I filled out all the fucking quick match questions or whatever that I could, which are, I think, infinite. I don't know how many of them they have programmed in there. There's like thousands. I think I've by this point probably answered like 300 or 400. So a shitload. and approximately one shitload.
Metric?
Yeah.
Okay.
And oh god, I don't know. It's just like because I'm further up north than you, and because like you live in a college town, and there's lots of like attractive bohemian ladies. But then again, you got.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
There's a fair amount of them.
Yeah,
but I mean, you did get matched with somebody. I mean, your girlfriend is from Ohio.
Yes.
So I mean, I guess it's kind of a moot point. But I mostly get matched. Well, firstly, I'm looking on my profile. I have like basically no moms and also no men, but that doesn't work either. I don't want to date somebody who already has kids. I don't want kids until I'm like in my 30s. I'm not even 100% sure that I want kids, but I don't want them until I'm in my 30s, and I'm still in my 20s, and I'm not. I can't. I don't want. I don't have to explain why I don't want kids.
No, no, you don't.
No, not in my 20s. Just not. No. But anyway, I have that in there, and it says it multiple times, and like you can edit like you're looking for whatever.
Yeah.
Like people with kids or without kids, or women, single, bi, whatever the fuck.
Married.
Married.
Into that.
Yeah, there
are some that are into that.
There's a polyamorous relationship options, which I avoid. And anyway, basically anything you want to look for. But I feel like the way it tries to find matches for me is: are they a drug addict? How many kids do they have? Do they have face tattoos?
Oh God!
And are they 10 years older than me, or 10 years younger than me? So that's usually what I get matched with. I've had to resort the way it matches me because it does it so badly. I usually get matched with people that are less than 50% a match percentage, and usually have children. But I mean, I think it largely goes by, especially if you do the quick match part, I think it largely goes by distance more than anything.
Yes.
And in my area, it's just not a fucking great place. Like I live out in the country, and if you go by short distance, it really honestly is a lot of drug addicted single moms, and that is not me being a dick. That is factually true. So So it hasn't been working for me. I've messaged a couple of ladies, and I think I really only recently messaged a girl I thought was attractive and was within 4 hours of me. And I don't know, we messaged a couple times back and forth, and I felt like I was being boring, and she deleted her profile.
So you were being boring.
I guess so. I guess I was so boring. She deleted her fucking profile.
She's like, that's it.
And you know what? That has happened to me every time I've sent a message to someone.
They've deleted their profile?
They've deleted the profile. I had to research on the internet if someone blocks you, whether or not it appears they've deleted their profile, because I thought people were just thinking I was creepy and I was getting blocked, and I was like, fuck, what? Am I being creepy? Like, fuck. I was like, fuck. And I was like rereading my messages. I was like, oh God, are these that bad?
Oh God.
Am I just like am I totally fucking clueless? And I mean, the answer is yes.
But you're not sending dick pics, though.
No, of course not.
They're used to that,
not.
so.
But it turns out that they just people, whenever they date somebody else, they just immediately, usually, it just close their account. They just don't, I guess that's why.
I did that. So.
Yeah, so I mean, you just don't return any messages. So I'm assuming that's what happened. I had to verify that's not, whenever someone blocks you on there, it just doesn't let you reply. It doesn't say that they deleted their account.
Okay.
So I had to figure that out because my ego was severely damaged.
Poor thing.
I know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm a weird person. I have a lot of things that I don't have a lot in common with most people, like politically and like religion and stuff. So I tend to not rate that highly with most people. And usually when I do get like a high match percentage, it's Chicago. It's always Chicago. Like maybe 9.5 times out of 10. And for a point, Chicago is like 3.5 hours away from where I live.
Yeah,
4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah, probably closer to 4. Maybe even a little bit more depending.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I feel like that was important to note, because otherwise that point doesn't make sense. It just makes it sound like I hate Chicago and don't date anyone from there.
No, the exact same thing happened to me, only with Texas.
Really?
Really.
I don't have mine set out that far,
and I couldn't figure it out why. Like, it just made no sense. Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know.
Should have moved to Texas.
Maybe I should have.
Maybe I should have moved to Chicago. I don't know. I'm still doing that voice for Chicago. Like I was like a Southern Chicagoan.
I don't know. I think my main bullet point is just that I think that I don't really understand the stigma about it. Like, I don't get it, because I think at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense if you're the type of person who doesn't, who isn't maybe a huge fan of that initial awkward interaction where you are just trying to decide, hey, can we even be friends?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't understand them trying to meet people at bars thing. I mean, if you're trying to just like fuck somebody you don't care
Then
about,
sure.
I guess that
Go
works.
nuts.
That's not what I want to do at all. Call me a prude. I don't like to fuck strangers I meet in bars. So, plus, I mean, that's not the same thing to me anyway. If you're trying to go on an online dating site and then trying to meet somebody for sex, I don't know. I guess people use that site to meet people for sex.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. That whole thing makes, when I talk about it, people think, I don't know, like I'm a huge prude, but maybe I am. I don't know.
Ain't about that life.
Ain't about that life.
Yeah.
I'll have sex with you in a car if you bake me lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
And then I'll make you lunch because I like to make people lunch. It's not sexist. It's a trade. Because feelings.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Not about
I know.
that. What is happening?
I don't know. The train has derailed.
The train was fucking off the tracks like 3 minutes into this podcast, like an hour ago.
Yeah. But we have a friend, Jace. I'll just say his name. There's no reason not to at this point.
I don't know. I mean, all of our friends are the only people who listen to this. So
that's true. Jace, we're talking about you. I don't even know if he knows we're doing this.
I don't know.
He probably doesn't. Anyway, I know, like, just to kind of go back to the reservations people have. I know, like, he was single for a long time, and I knew that he was kind of maybe looking to start dating somebody, and so this was, I guess, like, right after I met my current girlfriend on there, so I was, like, raving about online dating for a while.
This is why I got into it.
Yes,
so.
yeah, exactly. And so I was telling him, I was like, dude, you just try this. Like, it's free if you want to do the paid service. They have a paid service that has some extra stuff, and I actually did that, but, like, you don't have to do that. So I was just saying, hey, give this a shot. If you don't like it, you just delete your profile, whatever. And, like, I could never talk him into it, and I never really could get out of him why he didn't want to do it, but it seemed like he was worried about, like, meeting some chick he was really into and then going and finding out she was like a dude who was going to drag him down to his basement, which, I mean, I'm not saying that's
get, like,
not
catfish murdered.
Exactly.
Why are you laughing so hard? That's a stupid joke. You're slap happy as fuck right now.
Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, God. Okay, I don't know why I found that so funny.
I don't either. It's funny to me it's funnier to me how funny you found that.
I'm crying. Okay. Okay, so, and I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that's not a legitimate concern. like I said, there are some freaking creepy people on the internet. I get that.
Yes.
But, like, there are ways you can be not stupid about this. Like, you don't have to go over to somebody's house to meet for the first,
Skype.
Skype. That's what my girlfriend and I did. We took it from OkCupid over to Skype. And it was a really, really long time, like a couple months, I think, before I actually went over to Ohio to visit her. So, I don't know. I understand people's reservations, but I think that a lot of them are kind of unfounded, I guess.
I think a big thing for me is people just don't fucking take it seriously. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't take a lot of shit super seriously, but, like, I kind of sort of take relationships seriously. So if I'm, like, kind of interested in somebody and they're just blowing me off, I'm like, well, fuck you, bye. And I just don't go on OkCupid again for like 3 or 4 weeks. And that is not how you use that website. So I don't know. I take it more personally, I guess, but it's still like, I don't know. It's kind of shitty. Like, you read somebody's whole fucking profile and you go to their stupid questions and you're like, all right. And you look at their pictures and you're like, yeah, she's cute. She's making a dumb face. In picture 3, I like people who make dumb faces. And then you send a message and you talk for a while and then they just don't reply. And you're like, I wonder what happened to them. And then you check and their profile is gone. And you're like, oh.
Time wasted.
Yep,
kind of.
It's just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Before I met my girlfriend, there was a couple girls that I was messaging on there, and, everything just kind of, I don't think they like deleted their profile, but it just kind of fizzled out, I guess, for
Yeah,
whatever
people
reason.
call that the fade.
Yeah, the fade.
I
Yeah.
had a couple of those too.
Yeah, and I don't know, that kind of sucked because you did put that time into, looking at their profile and messaging them back and forth. And
that's the thing for me though, is I feel like I don't work that well through text. I feel like, I don't know, as a person, I'm jumping around and screaming and freaking the fuck out, and some people really enjoy that and some people really fucking don't. And I feel like, I don't know, online I'm boring and I don't know how to translate my personality into my typing all that well. So I don't know, I feel like there is something lost in that, like to not meet somebody in person right away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely there's a lot lost there. And I feel like having the safety of talking to somebody over the internet allows you to not get emotionally attached and to not feel all that attracted to them because they're just a picture and words, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like that part of dating is gone, and that's like the most important part. I mean, it's definitely the most important part is being compatible, but also like that fucking whatever, that in between, that clicking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that without being in the room with someone. I don't know what that magic formula is. So I that's a big thing for me. Like I cannot, if I'm with a person, I can tell like if I'm making a joke and they're laughing and what their body language is.
Yeah.
And online, I have no fucking idea what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I'm an idiot and I can't read it. And text is, you can read texts for whatever your mood is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Texts are like mood rings. I'm going to cut that out. That's just stupid.
Like reverse mood rings.
They are like,
Because you have no idea.
choo choo. I don't know where we're going.
Catfish murder.
Why is that?
I don't know. Band name. I called it.
Catfish murder. But yeah, I think the weirdest thing about OkCupid for me was meeting people or seeing people's profiles that I knew. And also it tells them whenever you visit their profile. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this person was on here.
Oh God, they know.
And I was like, oh God, they know. So now they know I'm on here. Fuck.
Oh, I don't think I had... Did I see profiles for people I knew? I don't remember. Yeah. Online dating.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you do the online dating thing, reply to people's messages if they seem nice.
Yeah, do that.
I always do.
Take the time.
Even if I'm not like attracted to them, like I'm gonna like talk to them, and we're gonna have at least a brief go between. I feel like there's a big thing in our culture now, and there was somebody talking about this shit, and I don't remember what the fuck show I was watching. Oh Christ. Brain stop.
He's trying so hard.
Oh God.
Is the vein popping out?
They were talking about, oh my God, it is so gone. They were talking about shit, it came up twice. It came up on some show, and then it came up, I was watching Aziz Ansari's most recent stand-up. Basically, like our culture, like whenever you want to hang out with somebody, you text them like, hey, want to hang out? And they're like, yeah, let's hang out. And then they text you like 10 minutes before you're going to hang out. And they're like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. Like, which I totally do to people. And we're all douchebags, basically.
He did talk about Aziz Ansari. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we're all douchebags because our culture now doesn't take like companionship and meeting human beings and going out and doing stuff, all that importantly. So I feel like, and he did this like thing in the audience where he's like, if somebody texts you and you don't want to talk to them, or like if somebody's interested in you, do you just ignore them or do you just explain it? And a lot of people raise their hands when I say just ignore.
Yep.
And then he was like, how many people would prefer to just be ignored? And then a bunch of people raise their hands. And he's like, no, you wouldn't. What kind of reaction to that? And that's true. Would you really want someone to ignore you? That's like the worst.
That is the worst. I would definitely just be honest with people.
Just be honest with people.
If you're honest and you just say, look, you sound great, even if it's something so quote unquote shallow as you just don't find them attractive. If you're honest about it and you just say, look, this is nothing against you personally, I just don't find you that attractive. What can somebody really say to that?
That hurts my feelings, Josh.
Well, okay, but you were honest about it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I mean,
that's not you're not saying you're ugly.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not a objective statement.
That's the awkwardness that people are trying to avoid, though, is to tell somebody that they don't find them attractive or something, and you don't want to. You don't hurt somebody else's feelings, but you're going to hurt their feelings anyway if you ignore them.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like, even if I'm not attracted to somebody, we'll have a little conversation, and if the conversation fizzles out. But if you message me and you're an unhappy mother wanting a baby daddy,
move along.
Move the fuck along. My sperm is mine. And
not untrue.
It's not going to fertilize any eggs, and I don't want
not right now anyway.
I don't want to poppy bird any baby birds. Do not message me. Please stop messaging me about your kids. Stop messaging me about your kids.
This seems oddly directed, doesn't it?
It has happened a lot.
It's fair.
The most women who message me are creepy women I would never date, and I am 100% sure that is the same thing for women. Most of the messages they get are creepy men they don't want anything to do with.
Probably.
And the people that you would totally talk to are the people that feel self-conscious.
Yep.
Who do not want to, like, oh, well, they're attractive and I'm going to avoid them. That's what I do. And and that's stupid because those are the people that you want. And yeah, so that's the way this works. So just try not to be me in this situation. And I'm going to try not to be me in this situation from now on. So I'm going to attempt to use this website correctly and to not be a giant pussy turd.
Yeah.
I really hope people don't find me on OkCupid now. That would horrify me.
Oh God.
Now I have that fear in me.
I mean, we could just edit all of that out.
We could just not release this podcast. It's been a fucking mess.
Honestly, I like this one better than the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we rambled on that for 40 minutes.
We did. That was fun, though.
I hope that you fully understand my sadness, and maybe you can also recognize that you could be like Josh and be successful.
You could be.
Meet a nice person that will play Minecraft with you.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's so
I didn't
cute.
know that was a thing.
You guys are so fucking cute when you play Minecraft.
Okay, for real, when she asked if we could play video games, I was confused. Because
you've always dated women that hate everything you love.
It's so weird. Like, people, I don't want to dwell on this too long because it's not really the point. But a lot of people, I know you're one of them, but a lot of other people have asked me how I stayed with for so long.
And it's not just. It's every girl you've ever dated.
He's right. It is.
You don't have anything practically in common with them.
Yes, he's right.
Playing video games, listening to music, watching movies, they tend to not like any of that stuff.
Right. Well, they may love music and movies, but not the ones I do. Yeah. And I completely get that. And I focus on it because we were together for so long.
Yeah.
So and people asked, how we stayed together for so long, and I don't fucking know. I don't know. It worked. I can't explain it further than that. But seriously, when I met my current girlfriend on OkCupid and we started playing video games, it just felt so weird because it was something that I just had no experience with at all.
Yeah, I bet that was weird for you.
It was weird.
Yeah, I've dated girls that played video games. The last girl I dated was actually better than me in a lot of video games, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, I feel like that's one of the things. It's easy. I mean, in our area and our age, weirdly, I find people that are just 3 years younger than us, girls play video games, but girls that are our age, exactly our age, don't play video games usually. It's weird, and I think part of it is just due where we're from. Nerds are still not cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sure that had something to do with it because we're from kind of a rural area anyway, and
kind of
rural. You can tell by the way I say rural. Yeah,
3 R's and an L.
Yeah. So I guess we can. Are you done with the online dating?
I think I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was most of my points.
Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about, I'm just going to talk about this briefly because the podcast is already running a little bit long. It was recently. A couple months ago, well, it's more than a couple of months ago, it was announced that there was going to be officially a Deadpool movie. And I love the character Deadpool. And for April Fool's Day, they revealed that the PG-13 rating for Deadpool was a joke. And it was actually going to be an R-rated movie. And you should check it out. It's, what the fuck was the channel? I don't even remember. Was it the Joe Blow channel? Is that something right? Whatever.
I don't remember.
Ryan Reynolds, and he's being interviewed by the guy who played Slater on fucking
that guy.
The guy who played Slater on Oh, god damn it. What is that? My fucking brain tonight.
His name isn't it like it's not Mario, is it?
Yeah, Mario Lopez.
That's it. Yeah.
On that show with fucking Zach Morris.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. The guy that was on Saved by the Bell,
Yep.
Mario Lopez, is interviewing him for E. He's interviewing
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. And Jesus fuck, maybe you should tell me
Yeah, you got this.
story. Anyway, it's funny, and at the end of the video, they confirm that the Deadpool movie is rated R. And if you have no fucking idea what Deadpool is a Marvel Comics character. He actually started as a parody of the DC Comics character, Slade Wilson, a.k.a. Deathstroke the Terminator.
What?
A.k.a. Deathstroke.
Okay.
So, which he's kind of resurfaced a little bit. He was in the Teen Titans cartoon like 10 years ago, and he was in the previous Batman Arkham game, Arkham Origins, yes. Anyway, Deadpool has a similar costume to Deathstroke, and he has a similar name, and his, like, Deathstroke's real name is Slade Wilson, and Deadpool's name is Wade Wilson. I believe the character of Deadpool came out in the 90s, and basically the way the comics that I've read, the ones that have come out around, I think maybe they came out in 2009 and 2006. I don't remember. The most recent run of Deadpool, I believe, is still ongoing. I think it's all the same canon. Yeah. Deadpool is, he was part of the Mutant X program, and this is sort of covered in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but they fuck up everything, which is weird because they cast Ryan Reynolds as him in that movie, and he really loved to do it, and then when they actually did it, the character is so weird and wrong and not the same character, but he still wanted to do it, so they recast him as the same character in a different interpretation, unconnected to X-Men Origins Wolverine. So, so the character is the soldier who is part of the Weapon X program, like Wolverine, and so he has like the super healing factor thing, but he has some kind of weird side effect from it, he has cancer, or something. I can't even remember how this fucking works anymore. But basically, he has cancer and he has a superhuman healing thing, and that combination makes him insane. His body is constantly dying and rebuilding itself, and he's like kind of delved into this sort of madness. And in the comics, they use that as an excuse for him breaking the fourth wall. He's aware that he's in a comic book, so his insanity is actually reality, our reality. So I thought that was really funny and interesting. But anyway, he's got split personalities. He's not really a good guy. He's like a lovable bad guy. He's kind of like I don't know. He's more neutral, really. He kind of plays both sides. But he's kind of like a whack job, and he's wacky and fun. He's been voiced by Nolan North a couple of times, if you're familiar with the Uncharted video game series. But the character, I don't know, is just like a comedy comic. And if you want to pick up comics, Deadpool is a good one, because whenever he meets characters from the Marvel Universe, he narrates their history and backstory, like out loud to them. So you're never confused on anything, because he always has to announce who everyone is in this really expository way, and it works in because it's funny, and it also serves a purpose of introducing who the character is and providing backstory. So and that's more or less Deadpool. He's kind of like a ninja mercenary looking dude. He's like a master martial artist, and he's good at guns, and he's like an assassin sometimes, and sometimes he's a thief, and sometimes he's a superhero. So I think this movie is going to be a return to R-rated comic book movies like The Punisher, which, I mean, it itself wasn't the best movie, but I don't know, I enjoyed parts of it. I enjoy seeing Thomas Jane murdered John Travolta. That was pretty fun.
I did not see that.
It was, if you like dumb action movies. The cat is playing with your phone.
Quit. Don't.
It's going to happen.
I'll kill you. Cat.
Oh. The cat is pulling on the charge cable on a phone on a desk. Oh! There it happened. It almost knocked itself out with the phone.
I gotta go fix that so it doesn't start a fire. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic. I don't know how a cat's gonna start a fire. It doesn't have thumbs. I don't know how I can use the child safety lighter. These are stupid jokes.
I thought they were funny. And we're back.
Yeah, so Deadpool movie. If you don't know anything, if you don't give a shit about comic book movies, I don't know if this is going to be for you or not, because I don't know exactly how comic booky it's going to be. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. There is a Deadpool leaked CGI test footage. It actually has Ryan Reynolds doing the voice in the mocap suit, which is awesome, and this new teaser with Mario Lopez, which is awesome. It's written by good people, and it seems like it's being handled right. If they're doing the R rating, they're going to make it right. I mean, that comic is super violent. It's a common thread in the comic where, like, Wade will just get bored and kill himself because he can't die. You have to, like...
He can't die?
He can't die. His healing factor is so powerful that, like, he just can't die.
Holy crap.
He's blown his brains out multiple times. Because he's insane. Yeah, that healing factor thing in the comics is pretty interesting. Yeah, I think he's been reconstituted just from, like, simple limbs or something. I can't remember. He's basically a fucking amoeba. I don't know. They go pretty crazy with it. I don't know if they'll go that crazy in the movie, but I'm really excited for this movie to come out. I've been hoping for a more adult-oriented comic book movie, and this is the perfect character to do that with. I mean, I don't really know that much about Marvel Comics, and Deadpool was one of the earlier jumps into Marvel Comics. And I think people are really intimidated by comics, not just because of the nerd stigma, but because of all, like, the years of canon. Like fuck, yeah. I'm not gonna know what's happening. But Deadpool is written in such a way that you don't have to know what's happening. And I'm sure that the comics are going to start to sell by the time the movie comes out again. That happened for V for Vendetta and Watchmen. And that every time the Batman movies come out, the comics start selling better. So I'm hoping that'll happen for Deadpool. And I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't...
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't have any, like, news or anything on it. I'm just like I'm pimping.
This is a cool thing.
I'm pimping the fuck out of this because I was hoping this would happen, and I can't believe it's happening. It's taken 6 fucking years, which, I mean, it's been a fucking long time, but I'm ecstatic that this is actually happening. It's basically what the fans want.
Hoorah.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of, like, superhero movies in general. But, like, I am a big Ryan Reynolds fan. I think he's great. So I don't know. I'm intrigued by this. I might have to see this.
Yeah, and I think that it's gonna be, the thing is, like, well, you liked Kick-Ass, right?
I did like Kick-Ass.
If it's done more in the tone of that movie, which it seems like it will be,
I'd be in for that.
You're not. I mean, the people that aren't normally into comic book movies love movies like that. I mean, that kind of hyper-violent, almost Quentin Tarantino-ish style of, like, ridiculous everything.
Yep. Small purple-haired girl.
Yes.
Just shoving blades through people.
Yes. Yeah. If it's done in that style, I can't see... I mean, unless they really fuck it up, I don't see how it's going to fail. And hopefully it won't be like Dredd, where, like, it's really awesome and just nobody saw it for no particular reason.
That was a great movie, and nobody saw it.
It's frustrating.
And that is really frustrating.
If you haven't seen the movie Dredd...
What is wrong with you?
And you like violent movies, that's the movie you need to see. It's a great example of how you can do a comic book movie really well without having to do too much plot stuff, because they don't introduce the character. They just start the fucking movie. Let's go. And I kind of hope they do that with Deadpool. That's you know, kind of tying back to our movie tangent episode about origin stories and prequels and stuff. Like, I fucking hated X-Men Origins. Would have been a good one to bring up because that's a fucking awful movie.
I never saw it.
And don't see it. Right. It's a fucking awful movie, and I can't believe anyone liked it. It's one of those movies like Ghost Rider. I'm just like, how the fuck did you like this? I can't believe I've met multiple people that have liked Ghost Rider, and I just can't. I saw it in theaters. And Kevin Smith describes the feeling of the second half of Batman Forever as the sinking feeling. That is the 15 minutes into Ghost Rider, I got the sinking feeling.
Oh dear.
Maybe not even that far. Maybe it was only 5 minutes.
Opening credits were still playing.
It was the scene where he's riding a motorcycle and doing, like, a thing, and they're like, oh, he almost died, and then he just, like, gets up. I remember that. And he says something stupid, and he's, like, doing, like, Elvis poses. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, and the X-Men Origins Wolverine was pretty much the same thing, where it was just like, I can't, they're doing everything wrong. How are they getting it this wrong? It's like people have never... It's basically, both of those movies are like people who have never seen a movie made a movie. Like, if aliens have tried to make a superhero movie, like, not understanding how, like, human language works or, like, what body language is. Yeah, I hope the Deadpool movie does well.
Yeah.
That's I don't know why I even decided to talk about the movie for like 15 minutes, but
good.
I didn't really say anything except repeat that I hope this movie does well, because I hope it does well. I hope it does well.
Got it.
I slept 5 hours.
Woo!
Yeah. Fuck.
Any other good movies coming out?
Oh, I wanted to see It Follows.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this movie.
I don't either.
I can't have any kind of discussion on it.
I
All
can't
I've
either.
heard was it's a great horror movie, and every time somebody says it's a great horror movie, it's like The Strangers, and I'm just like, that wasn't great.
That was
so depressing.
Yeah.
And it
That was one of the few movies that I found difficult to watch.
yes.
Yep.
It was really like, for me, that movie, the remake of The Hills Have Eyes, one of the Saw movies where it was just like, why am I here?
It was after the
watching
point where
this?
Saw just lost all cerebrality. That's not, you know what I'm saying. They took like all of the
I know what you mean, but
yeah, all of that. They ran out of that, and then it just became torture porn.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because
Strangers was stupid because shit kept fucking happening, and they were like, oh, we snuck into the house and broke your phone and ran away. And we snuck into the house and broke your other phone and ran away. It's like, is this movie really 2 hours of this? Of nothing?
Yeah.
Can they not? I don't want to go through a whole thing. But and then also, it's either movies that are like that are like way too fucking long and there's nothing, or it's almost like that movie was written during the writer's strike because there's no plot. And torture porn or ghost movies. I just cannot do the ghost movies.
Yeah.
I've heard that there was one good possession movie, and I just can't do it. It's so old of a trope for me. Zombie movies were ruined for me, and I never thought that would happen. And
I never thought that would happen.
I never thought
When
that
did
would
that
happen. Land of the Dead, maybe? Because I saw that movie, and I was like, oh.
Done.
Yeah. And also Diary of the Dead was bad, too. That was another one of those things where it was like the found footage trope. And I was like,
that has kind of been... I don't know that it's been necessarily overplayed. I just think it's been done poorly so much.
That's true.
Yeah.
And speaking of, the guy who produced that movie, I think maybe the director too, I can't remember if he's showing up or not, but they're going to stop over at my university next week. Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's going to do a talk. I think he's actually going to visit our class too. I can't remember because I have no memory because I haven't been fucking sleeping. I have 4 weeks of college left, so I have not been sleeping. So yeah, I'm gonna try to correct that mistake. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. Maybe I'll just sleep all day.
Woot.
Yeah, I should sleep before we do a podcast though, and it's just mostly me repeating myself.
I like it. It's comforting.
Oh, I don't know how I was going to phrase that joke. Something.
Catfish murder.
No. something. When you can't sleep tonight, I'll just follow you to your bed and whisper, "Deadpool, I hope it's good."
Don't do that.
It's good.
Please don't do that.
I bruised my foot.
How'd that happen?
I dropped this fucking recording device on my foot. It's not that heavy, but it's like at that one metal corner.
Awkwardly shaped.
It's awkwardly shaped, and the awkward part landed on my foot.
You got the shivers.
This is the part of the podcast where we've run out of things to talk about.
Yeah. Are we done?
I guess we're
I think we're
done.
done. Yeah.
We've been done for a while. I'm
been
probably
done.
going to cut a lot of stuff out.
You
but whatever.
shouldn't. I think the rambling parts are the best parts.
Really?
I think they're great, just because everything just flows. It just goes.
Okay.
And I love it.
Like
It doesn't
diarrhea.
matter. Exactly. It doesn't matter if it's about nothing. How many podcasts do you listen to where they just ramble about bullshit that isn't really about anything?
I guess
and it's
every
still
single
great.
one of them.
Exactly. That's my point. All of them.
So our point is we're great.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Actually, have you shared this with anybody, this podcast? I'm doing my best to pimp it, and I think most people, when I try to, because I do like short films and other stuff, and usually and articles, and I have a website, and usually when I share it with people, they're like, yeah, maybe I'll look at that later.
Like Kevin, do you know Kevin? I guess Jace's friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin. He edited out his last name.
All right, I'll put a fart sound over it.
But yeah, he like asked me numerous times for a link.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
He's
pretty cool.
interested. Yeah. He's the only one. No, I cannot remember if I told Jace about this or not.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you know what's going to be awkward?
what's gonna be up?
I'm pretty sure your ex-girlfriend messaged me, but she totally knows that we have a podcast.
Yeah, I figured she would. I'm okay with her listening to this.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know. That's fine.
All right.
We're cool.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure. But it's not awkward. We should just end this podcast.
Okay. Hit
It's
the
been
record
like
button.
10 minutes.
Turn it off. Oh God, turn it off. All right.
Let's do the outro.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, God. How do I start it?
You just did. That's what she said.
That's not. No, guys. So, yeah. Episode 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Catfish murder. Hashtag catfish murder.
Hashtag. Hashtag. Hashtag catfish. Hashtag catfish murder. Hashtag butts. Hashtag feet butts. Hashtag feet fish. Hashtag Iran. Hashtag freedom yo.
Yeah.
Hashtag number 2 blessed.
What? I'm sure that ties in. I don't remember how.
Yeah. So, when do you think we're going to do our next one? We were thinking about doing a group session with our friends.
We were, and I would love to do that.
Maybe we'll do that.
We should do that. Who would we get? I know Jace is kind of busy with school stuff.
I was hoping that we would get Roger and talk about some stuff. Our friend lives in Washington, who we never see, like Washington D.C., not Washington, Indiana.
Well, I think he doesn't even live in
he
Baltimore.
lives in Maryland.
Yeah, somewhere.
He works
somewhere
in Washington or something. Maybe he doesn't even work in Washington. He's just near Washington.
There you go.
And I have said Washington, and now I can't take it back. Even
too
though
late.
I can edit this podcast,
Don't.
I choose not to.
I like it.
That's what she said. God damn it.
Too easy.
I wish
No,
that
too
joke
easy.
was
I
dead.
can't
Why
laugh.
is it in me to say that? What the fuck? I'm perpetuating a stupid joke I hate.
You're part of the problem.
Hashtag. I got nothing.
God damn it.
I got nothing.
We ran it dry.
Oh, that's what she's. Fuck.
Oh, God.
Fuck. That's become a dad joke.
It kind of has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe group sex podcast.
We should do that. We should not do that.
Okay. I mean, I was on board, but all right. And if not, hopefully I will. I don't have anything to do next week or the week after.
Okay.
But then 2 weeks after that, I graduate, and I'll be very busy for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna end up being like an every other week thing or what. So
It's kind of when we have time.
yeah, we're kind of figuring it out. I'd like it to not be any more than every other week if we can help it.
Yeah.
I think gradually as we do this, it'll be either more or less coherent, but hopefully more entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You know what we should do?
what should we do?
We should talk about how we spent like 30 fucking minutes at Guitar Center.
Oh yeah. I mean, if we want to have an episode where we just bitch about stuff, I'll fucking go.
But
Oh,
yeah, let's
man.
save that. Let's save that.
Yeah, maybe we'll just write Guitar Center in the back of my
Guitar
note card.
Center.
Also,
No, they're fine. Guitar Center's fine. But we just had an off experience.
to say it was off is a little.
It was trying.
I totally wrote guitar
counter.
coater.
I thought that was an in.
I like fucked it up and tried
is
to
still
fix
wrong.
it, but I'm writing it with a fucking tuxedo black Bic
big-
mark
yeah,
it
permanent.
fine point permanent marker.
Once it's there, that's it.
Hashtag Bic. Hashtag market. Hashtag
Market?
dick. Hashtag butts.
Okay. I was like, market.
How many hashtags are in this?
It's too many.
Even doing the
Someone said.
hashtag jokes is like a stupid dad joke now. Everything is tired
Yeah.
to me. Everything is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's because the society just latches onto shit and rides it into the ground.
That's what she said.
Ah. Oh, he got one. Okay, see, now that was a good one. That was a good one. See, they're still legitimate.
There
That's what
are
she
no
said.
good ones.
Yes,
there are no good ones. I started doing That's What She Said purely for the irony. And once I do one, I do more than one. And every time I do it, I hate myself. You could put one at the end of that sentence, but I'm trying to restrain myself. You
like-
put one at the end of that sentence too?
They're like Pringles.
Yes.
Thank you. I thought it made sense.
Oh,
All right.
This is like a 20-minute outro.
You can slice it up. You got this.
Please don't say that. My dreams of comedy, dead. Stillborn, one might say.
It got dark. All right, we're ending this.
Please, God.
See you guys.